George Pelecanos, acclaimed for his contributions to TV shows like The Wire and Treem, is a prolific genre writer who published the detective novel, The Double in 2013. In this novel, Pelecanos' main character, a legal investigator and private PI, reflects on his preference for fiction with a compelling story, concise writing, a problem to solve, and relatable characters. This mirrors Pelecanos' own writing style. The Double follows the investigations of Spero Lucas, a 28-year-old former Marine haunted by his experiences in Fallujah. As the adopted son of Greek immigrants, Lucas enjoys weed, indie rock, and his mother's Greek cooking. Despite dealing with troubling post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, he seeks thrills and danger in his life. Lucas works as a legal investigator for Washington, D.C. Attorney Tom Peterson and takes on side cases to satisfy his desire for excitement. His carefree and unattached lifestyle revolves around his longing for the things he missed during his time overseas: sex, work, money, and a comfortable bed. Everything he dreamed of when he was overseas. A guy didn't need anything else. In the novel, Lucas finds himself in the midst of 3 separate cases. The first case is brought to him by his lawyer patron, Peterson, who asks for help with a complex criminal matter. Peterson's client, Calvin Bates, stands accused of murdering his girlfriend. Although the evidence points to Bates as the culprit, Lucas discovers questionable aspects about the murder that raise doubts in his mind. As Lucas delves deeper into the first case, he uncovers clues at the crime scene that challenge the initial narrative of the murder. Ultimately, he identifies another, more likely suspect, casting enough doubt on the case to secure the man's acquittal. The second case revolves around the unsolved murder of a teenage girl from Cardozo High School, a student admired by Lucas's brother, who works as a teacher. As Lucas narrows down the primary suspect responsible for the rape and killing, he realizes that gathering sufficient evidence for a conviction is unlikely. Instead, Lucas takes matters into his own hands, delivering a severe beating to the culprit. The third case, which forms the bulk of the novel, involves Grace Kincaid, a kind-hearted woman from the nonprofit sector who has recently been robbed. She seeks Lucas's assistance in locating and recovering the stolen items. With his expertise as a PI specializing in locating missing objects, Lucas agrees to take on the case, enticed by the substantial fee, 40% of the painting's value. The stolen item in question is a painting titled The Double by Loretta Browning, an early 20th century artist who has recently gained popularity after years of obscurity. Simultaneously, Lucas embarks on a passionate affair with an older woman named Charlotte Rivers, whom he meets at a bar. Initially driven purely by sexual desire, their encounters take place at a hotel near the White House. However, what begins as a casual, physical relationship unexpectedly develops into an emotional connection for Lucas. He reevaluates his belief that sex, money, and a comfortable bed are all life has to offer, realizing the need for deeper meaning and connection. The relationship between Lucas and Charlotte comes to an abrupt end as he realizes that she would never truly reciprocate his feelings. Soon after, Lucas narrows down the list of suspects for the theft of Grace's painting to her abusive ex-boyfriend, Billy Hunter, who is actually Billy King, a charismatic but dangerous leader of a 3-man criminal gang. The gang follows a familiar pattern. King seduces women he meets through an internet scam involving car sales, gains knowledge about their valuable art, and then orchestrates the robberies while he disappears. The other 2 members of the gang carry out the thefts. In his investigation, Lucas discovers the identities of the gang members: a dim-witted Eastern European criminal and an emotionally fragile yet loyal African-American ex-convict. Determined to find King, Lucas enlists the help of a fellow veteran and resorts to kidnapping and torturing an art dealer with connections to the criminal gang. The scene is disturbingly violent, causing deep concern and unease for Lucas's friend. Lucas tracks down King to a safe house in the rural outskirts of Calvert County, Maryland. Along the way, we gain insights into King's troubled upbringing, adding a touch of complexity to an otherwise one-dimensional villain. When Lucas finally confronts King, the theme of duality and doubles becomes apparent. King declares that Lucas is akin to him, stating, "You are me, fella. You're as close to me as I've come across in a long while." In the climactic fight that ensues, Grace is accidentally stabbed, and Lucas ultimately kills all 3 men without much regard or remorse for their lives. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.